Okay, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's been a while. And this evening we are doing a special event for the console community. It involves various launch. We'll narrow down the winner for this event, and 10 members who signed on board for this will be, of those 6 in the second gauntlet, 4 will move on to something improv. Yeah, that improv. Anyways, and then those final 4 will go head to head in the third. Right now, I've got a little bit of clutter from where I was testing the first one, so I need to recover all of these real quick, and then we'll get started on the first gauntlet event. So the first event's going to be a night event. Everybody that signed on board was designated a suit and vessel color, and you'll see why here in just a moment. Alright, let's pack these kerbals in. And here we go. This is going to get pretty interesting. Now, the first event that you are about to watch is kind of like a pod, like a hovering pod, and whichever one gets the furthest away from the launch pad wins. If I don't start it very quickly, they begin to fluctuate pretty wildly, but they all have their own you know it's going to be on whenever all of them decouple correctly and start to take away from the launch pad. If we have a couple stragglers and they eventually wiggle loose, we'll still go with it, but I'm going to go on ahead and get that started, and then we'll figure out who's who and what and all that good stuff once we have a good finish. Looks like we might have a decent start. Still have a few kind of stuck. Let's see if they're gonna get loose. Doesn't look like they're going to, so I'm gonna restart that one. It's gonna get pretty wild. The second gauntlet is probably my favorite one, and I can't wait to get to that one. I'm gonna pull up all the, and even Ferguson and the white vessel. And Joseph Bradley is in the red vessel. Eric Gaylord is in the orange one. Tom Morgan is in the yellow. Paul Coates is in the green one. Christopher Phillips is in the teal one. Jackie Johnson in the blue. Dan Solia is in the violet one. And we have Floki Da Vinci Makin in the lime one. I believe that's it. That should be everybody. Alright, so let's resume and try to get a good launch so we can get this started. There we go, that was a solid launch. They should all be able to break loose. Might get 1 or 2 stragglers, but looking good so far. Only 1 straggler now. Getting some good distance going on here. Looks like we... Oh yeah, there they go. Looks like we seriously did have 1 person, 1 unfortunate kerbal to get stuck. This is going to be very interesting. Trying to narrow down 6 from this. Ooh, we got some bounce action going on over there. Just trying to gain an extra meter or 2 to hopefully take that one home. Alright, let's see the results. Who's the unfortunate soul in the blue down here? Who is our blue vessel? Looks like Jackie Johnson was the unfortunate kerbal that wasn't able to make it off the launch pad. Let's see what else we have though. I think I saw Floki over there. We have... Well, let's see, we need to make sure to see, like, who's the farthest away from the pad and all that good stuff. Let's get ourselves on a nice center again and figure out who those are. Okay, so we have a few tied around the 350 mark, a 569, a 427, and a 370. Looks like we have our top 6 right there. The 3 over to the right and our 3 to the left. Now we just need to figure out who they are. Okay, so let's make for sure. Looks like this might be the orange vessel, but we're gonna make sure it's the red vessel. Okay, let me get something up so I can keep track of this. Just a little word pad, that's all I need. Okay. Red, which, if I'm not mistaken, is Joseph Bradley. Okay, so Joseph, you are going to the second gauntlet. Now let's figure out who else is going. I believe this one may be the one that got the furthest. I can't remember. It's looking like a lime green. It is the lime green. And that is Floki. Floki is going on to the next round. Joseph and Floki, the first 2. How ironic. Alright, let's figure out who else is going. Looks like we have the white vessel. That is indeed the white vessel, and the white vessel belongs to Stephen Ferguson. Okay. Three down, 3 to go. Who else? It is these 3 over here, yes. Okay, so looks like we have a fuchsia vessel. That is indeed the fuchsia, which belongs to Harry Eames. You are advancing to the next round. And the 5th spot belongs to this looks like the regular green. If not, that's the lime green, I'm not sure which. But the regular green vessel belongs to Paul Coates. You are moving on to the next round. And the final member, moving on to Gauntlet 2, who actually seems to be the one who made it the farthest from the pad. Who is this absolute Chad? And the violet. Mace Windu over here taking first place. Let's find out who this is. Violet suit, Dan Solia. And there we have it. We have our first Gauntlet top 6. Joseph Bradley, Floki Mockin, Stephen Ferguson, Harry Eames, Paul Coates, and Dan Solia. You are all 6 moving on to the next round. So let's get that ready. It's time to head to the mine. Do a little buggy racing. let's get our colors situated here. We have red, Joseph Bradley here on the far right. And I know that we have a fuchsia. Fuchsia belongs to someone. That's going to be Harry Eames over here next to Joseph. We'll get Floki over here, lime green. And we'll keep this one the white vessel, which belongs to Stephen Ferguson. We'll make this one the violet. Which belongs to Dan Solia. And that leaves the final vessel, which is going to be the forest green. Which belongs to Paul Coates. And there's our lineup. And everybody now knows where they are and can enjoy the race. Alright, so let's make sure this is saved. I'm going to do this from the Space Center. Gauntlet 2. Let's stack them up. Oh, that's right, there's only 6 anyways. Okay, let's make sure they're all pilots this time. Looking good. Okay. We're off to the mun. Thank you, Making History Parts Pack and DLC. Fantastic DLC. Alright, party time. Let's get a little more lighting for this one, since we're going to be watching this one a little more closely. All the times that I tested this, it's been hilarious. They go for at least a good couple minutes, and some of them might even make orbit if they hit the right hill and make the right hop. It gets wild. It's going to be very entertaining. Alright, looks like we have enough light. Let's cut that. Let's let them find their center real quick, and then let's crank those lights on. Yep, this is going to be very interesting. Get a good view. Going ahead and try to force this SAS to be centered. Alright, let's kick the tires and light the fires. And we are off. Lead. Getting a good head start on everyone. But we also have Dan Solia, and that looks like, have to wait and see. I hope you're keeping track of your vessels, because it's kind of hard for me to, oh, we have some tire rubbing, or we did have some tire rubbing going on, and we have some action here in the back, some paint trading, doing a scrubbing. One of them is about to go airborne, I bet, very soon. Let's try to get a good center on this. Where is everybody? There we go. We're heading towards our first hill. About to see some airborne action. Watch those two in the back, though. It's going to get very interesting. Alright, and if I'm not mistaken, that is Joseph Bradley taking the jump. No, Joseph is in second. Who overtook him? Oh, one of them's taking a straight nosedive. Don't wanna flip and landing on their back. Ouch. Who is that? Who's about to bite the bullet? Looks like the Violet. That is Dan Solia spinning out of control off the bounce on the first hill. And we have some rough landings going on over here. He has completely stopped. A couple have completely stopped, what it looks like. Oh. And one of them is going to be in the top 4. We still have a few running here. Oh, it looks like another one bit the dust. And another one bit the dust. Who is this absolute Chad still going? And who is that still might have a chance? Try and taste there. This is going to be very interesting to see. I cannot wait to find out which vessels are where. Looks like we're going to get pretty far away though. And in the lime green, Floki Mawkin is in first place, being an absolute Chad. Making it over the second hill now. But the road looks rough ahead of him. And he is out of fuel. So it looks like it's the end of the line for Floki here. Let's see how it works out. Ooh, not the best bounce. Might still be able to recover. Nope, we are going to roll over maybe. Still getting some distance though, still just trucking along. We are heading to the bottom. And we are on our back. This one should be slowing down to a stop very soon. Let's check out that distance though. Doubling the distance of most of the competitors. Absolutely insane. And there's some speed reduction. Looks like we are coming to a halt now to finish up the second gauntlet. With Frorim, aka Floki, taking the top spot. Quite the distance. Looks like the 5.4 kilometers from the launch pad. Way to go, buddy. Now, let's see if it's possible to still switch, and it is fantastic. Okay, so let's get this here. First, Floki. And second place belongs to the white, or fuchsia, the white. Looks like the white. The white vessel, which belongs to Stephen Ferguson. Now, who is in third? I saw a little bit of fuchsia. Looks like it might be purple. There's our second place. Okay. Or third place, sorry. The third place, the fuchsia vessel. From the looks of things. And that belongs to who? Harry Eames. You are moving on to 3. Please. 1 spot available. The 4th place spot. Looks like we might have a close one. Let's find out who it is. They're both over here. Alright. It's looking like this green vessel over here got a little further than the red one. But we'll do it off the measurement of the launch pad. That is 2.5 kilometers. I get the feeling it's going to say the same thing for the other one. So let's take a look. Where is it? There it is. 2.5 kilometers. Okay, so we will use the ground. You can see the straight lines right there. Now let's just take a close look. Indeed, it is the forest green vessel, making it to 4th place, which is Paul Coates, the 4th place winner. The 3rd gauntlet. We have Floki, Stephen, Harry, and Paul. Moving on to this improv Gauntlet 3 event. Let's revert to flight back to launch, then back to the vehicle assembly, and quickly come up with a 4-vessel challenge that isn't too similar to the 3 that I already have prepared. And then it'll be time for Gauntlet 3, in which the top 2 will move on to the final gauntlet. It's going to be pretty fun to watch. I'm gonna keep that one a surprise though. And it is Gauntlet 3, so technically it's Gauntlet 4, so we'll ignore that. Alright, so for this one, let's see here. How are we gonna do this one? I think I have just the going to modify this one, and we're gonna take it to curving. Alright, let's get rid of this one and this one. And we're just gonna change the fuel and engine, and that'll be that. Well, we'll keep this fuel tank since it has the tires. We'll get rid of this. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, this is going to be entertaining. We're going to make it pretty wild, if possible. The Vector's a pretty powerful engine. Let's go with that. See if we can make this work. We'll put the Vector here. Let's move this away. Let's grab this and move it out of the way. And let's get a little fuel for this. Not too much. We don't want it to go too far. It's going to be quick and entertaining, so we'll give it this much fuel. That should be okay. Let's put this here. We'll try to get the tire of this tank back on here. That should be good. Let's try that. Try to find a way to get that on here. Alright, we're still clearing the ground. Let's put that on there. And then put this back on. Got some good ground clearage going on. Just in case, I'm going to strut it. That should be fun. And now we can just duplicate that for the remaining vessels. And then and we'll make sure the colors are good to go. And then we'll head off to the desert. Maybe the desert. Not sure the desert's such a good idea, actually. Not sure where to go, to be honest, because this is in the VAB. But we'll figure it out. Alright, we'll place you next to that one. And we'll place the other two on the far end. Whoa, okay, there we go. Let's try to get this over here. There we go. And, whoops, wrong one. Okay, let's move it over. And one more and we'll be good to go on the vessels. Alright, now let's just get the lights done. We have Floki in the lime, Steven in the white, Harry in the fuchsia, Paul in the green. Let's see what we already have up there. Who do we have here? Oh, that's right, they're all going to be the same color, because I copied them. Alright, real quick, let's get these lights done so we can get on to Gauntlet 3. And I have the fuchsia here on the end, and that would be Harry. And beside Harry, we're going to have Floki in the lime green. Which leaves our white and green one. Green one, white and green ones. Let's see, I need this there, that here, and this two about here. That should be our forest green. How's that forest green looking? So that's 0, 30, and 11. Gotcha. Is that looking good? Close enough. Alright. And then our white vessel. So that puts Paul Coates and Steven over here. And the engines go off, those go off, looking good. Just gonna name it Gauntlet 4 even though it's Gauntlet 3. And make sure it saves just in case. Head back to the Space Center. We will figure out where exactly we're going to launch this thing from somehow. Might be okay on the VAB, or launchpad at the KSC, the way it's oriented actually. That'll be entertaining. But we'll figure it out. Let's, daylight, but not too much. There we go. Stars are going away. The sun is rising. Alright, that's not bad. Okay, so where are we going to do this? Where can we do this, actually? Might have to find a way to open it up in the, but I guess we'll find out. Let's get our pilots in here. Let's try it from the launch pad first, and we'll see how that works out. It would be mildly entertaining to do this again from the MUN now that it has the vector engines on there. That would be ridiculous. But let's try it out at the launch pad first, and we'll see how that goes. If it goes great and is wildly entertaining, but let's see how this goes. Looks stable enough. We'll wait for it to find its balance. And they are loaded the way I thought they were going to load, which looks great. great. This could get very entertaining. You know what? Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Not seeing any more movement from the vessels from the looks of it. Let's get their lights on. It's go time, baby. Holy crap. There's our winner. And the second one next to him. Okay. They were the first two to hit the VAB. Who do we have, though? This looks like lime green. But who's next to? Honestly, can't really tell. We're gonna figure it out. One way or the other, we are gonna figure this out. Roll over. Come on. Well, there is another way to find out. We just have to figure out who the other two are. But I'm thinking it's the white one. And we know the other one's fuchsia. So who could it be? There's fuchsia. We have lime, white, fuchsia, and green. Who are they? Could be the two that were on that side, which is the lime and white, which is what I'm thinking. Fuchsia is overbearing on this one. Is this the white one? It could be the white one. It looks like it's the white one. So the other one is also green, which makes sense because there's nothing bigger. So that means Paul Coates and Floki are heading to the final round. I want to do that one again. We already have the winners. I just want to see it again. It's green versus green. Good thing the vessels look different. Moving on to the final round is green and green. I want to see this again. That little bit of thrust that they get once they decouple. Good God. Definitely have clear. That is great, dude. I wonder if the same ones won. Fuchsia and white. So the two that lost won this one. For the benefit of the doubt, since the first one is so iffy, we're gonna make it best 2 out of 3. And since it's the two that lost the first round that won this one, that makes it even across the board, so sudden death. Let's do it. I'm going to turn the lights on while they balance so people can find their vessels again. I'm going to turn them off once we start, and then just check the vessels' lights once they're done. Alright, so just so everybody knows where they are. We have lime green and fuchsia over here, and forest green and white over here. Fuchsia on the end, white on this end. Lime green here, forest green here. So we have Harry on the far left, Floki here. We have Paul Coates here, and on the far right we have where we are. Sudden death time. This will decide who's going to the finals. Oof, this is neck and neck. Oh, somebody just got gypped. He is definitely taking the prize. We have one blocking the other for second place. Who is this tricky one right here? And of course it would be Floki, right? So who's the winner? In the white, we have Steven. Steven and Floki are going to the fight. So who's the one that got gypped? In the fourth, the one who was supposed to go on with Floki the first time. Ouch. Man, what a twist. So that means we have moving on to the final round. Alright, this one I've been kind of keeping under wraps this entire time because it's pretty far out. But at 4 now, we have 2 identical vessels with different paint schemes. Let's get the proper lighting on them. If either of you are here now, let me know and you can pick which vessel is going to be yours. Keep in mind they're identical, so it honestly doesn't matter which one you pick unless you have preferences between the typical NASA design and the Roscosmos look here. Not seeing anything, I'll give it a minute. If not, I'm going to designate them myself, and we will move on to the final gauntlet, Gauntlet 4. And these 2 will be launching from the month. Where they go from there, I guess we'll find out, but whichever one gets the farthest wins. Neither one of y'all are here. Okay, I'm gonna designate these myself. We're gonna have Floki over here, and the NASA-esque rocket. And we will have Steven over here. The lighting is already good, so it's green versus white. Kind of having a Power Rangers flashback. Alright, so let's do it. Let's save. Looks about right. I want to make sure that it is though. Those go off first. Now, just to show what these are packing, I have the Bobcat engine under them. Roughly 850 units of fuel on average times 3, so that's what, maybe 2,005, 6, 700 units of fuel for those Bobcats. They're going to be moving awfully fast. Going to burn through that fuel relatively quickly. It'll take a minute. Can't wait to see where they end up. Okay, so let's get the 4th Gauntlet event going and find out who the winner is going to be. Get a little bit better lighting. Put that right over top of them. Much better. Alright. So without further ado, let's find out who wins the 1st annual Kerbal Space Program Console Community Giveaway event, the Gauntlet. And is walking. Neck and neck so far, just about. It is looking like, oh crap. Whoops, let's restart that. Did not mean to do that. Need to make sure the SAS is off on them anyway, so that's good. Alright, let's get back to some better lighting. And launch. Give them a second to make sure they're not moving. Good. Okay, here we go. Looks like we have an identical launch. They are getting closer together. Are they gonna bump? Uglies. Love tapping action going on here. Uh-oh. Where's this gonna go? Are they gonna stay this way? Is one gonna give to the other? This is looking interesting. Definitely the most interesting one that I've seen so far, even through the testing. Oh, we got a breakaway. They put a spin on one another. We have one moving away now. This is gonna get out of control from here. There's definitely going to be a clear winner. Let's take a look and see what we have going on. It's looking like Floki is in the lead. Let's get the other vessel set as the target so we can watch its line. See just how far they're going to get. We are out of the Mun sphere of influence. We are leaving Kerbin's sphere of influence and heading out into the greater solar system at large. I'm only seeing one line here though. What's going on with the other one? Uh-oh. What is going on here? Well, they're both going. The question is, where's the other line? I guess we'll find out after they have exhausted their fuel. Because it won't let us see that when launching from the Mun or while under the Mun sphere of influence. That's two spheres of influence with the Mun and Kerbin. Uh-oh. What's going on here? It is leaving the sphere of influence still, isn't it? It looks like it. It's going somewhere off that way though. Is it still on the move though? Velocity is being killed off. There's something wrong with that. Might have to finish it. That's not good. It's supposed to keep going. Maybe the SES has to be turned on. Let's try this one more time. We'll keep the SAS on and make sure that it keeps going. It was looking so good, but without it able to continue burning, that kind of, for lack of a better term, screws the other person out of the competition. Okay, so let's try this again. Make sure their SASs are on. We'll swap between the vessels regularly to that they're going until we can no longer do that, and see what happens. Unless they do some bumping and grinding and happen to wreck the other one, then all's fair, you know, but uh-oh, and that might actually happen. Maybe, maybe not. But we definitely have a split now. Can't wait to find out where. Kilometers in distance from that bumping and grinding. That's interesting. Let's take a look at the lead. Well, oh, they're pretty neck and neck actually. Let's keep it going and find out. I think I actually have to swap to the other vessel to make sure that it's still going. Yep, the vessel's velocity is not going. Okay, so this wasn't designed for doing it from the mun, and that's probably why it's doing this. They're supposed to keep going, and aren't supposed to have to swap between them to keep them going either. So I'm gonna do this the way it was originally designed to do, that way it's foolproof, and launch it from the Boomerang launch site. They'll definitely escape the atmosphere. They'll escape Kerber and SOI, and the farthest I've seen, one of them's made it out past Duna. So we'll just do it this way for a definitive winner. It's for sure gonna work. They just won't get nearly as far as they would if they were to launch from the mun. That would have been so much more entertaining. But anyways, we'll do it the way it was originally intended. We'll just wait for them to find their center of balance before we move on. Give them a few seconds here to balance themselves out. And stop the wobble and bobble, and then we'll be on our way. It's gonna get interesting. Alright, looks good. Let's launch. This one's for the gold. Let's do it. Forgot I needed to get some daylight on them, right? So we can see it. That might help. That'll work. Okay, now let's let them find their center again real quick, and then we'll do it. Be fantastic. Looking pretty stable. I'm seeing a little wobble and bobble on that vessel that Steven's in, but they look pretty good now. Alright, let's do this. First place. Who's gonna take the prize? This is not going the way it's supposed to. Oh, the throttle, of course. There's gotta be something, of course. Let's try this, hopefully one last time. Let's do this. Oh gosh. We're gonna get it. Alright. Daylight. Wobble and bobble. Looking close. I think it's go time. Let's do it. It is go time. Looks like we are gonna have a little bit of a collision. Nope, they're just gonna right by each other. It's like at the moment Floki has a better angle, but looks like Steven is quickly overtaking Floki here. Floki might have the better trajectory here. Let's see, the pro grade mark is down below 80, somewhere around 77, 78 for Steven's vessel, but Floki's is closer to 90. Starting to push past the midpoint in the lower atmosphere. We are third of a way through our fuel. Floki's at 5,600, so is Steven. They're pretty neck and neck at the moment. This is going to be a very close one. Until they get out of Kerber and SOI, then there's really going to be a difference. But we shall see that here soon enough. Approaching the halfway mark on our fuel PNR. Look at those apple lapses. neck and neck, virtually. Let's get this set as our target so we can track those Appalachians. So we are currently tracking Floki's over here, and Stevens over here. Something's gotta give. Which one's gonna make it? They're now 5 kilometers apart. We can still see the jet stream of that vessel off there in the distance, starting to fade away. We can barely see a twinkle of Floki over there. That vessel's still rocking it. Let's take a look at those Appalachians again. Here we have Stevens, and over here we have Floki's. This is indeed Stevens over here on the right, and Floki's over here on the left. Still looking very neck and neck, as a slight lead. We are starting to approach the upper atmosphere. Floki is now in space. They're both in space. It looks like Floki has gotten too far away. There it is again. Can't get too far away or else it won't work. That's the thing. If we can't swap between the vessels. We're gonna keep it going until we get a winner though. Make sure they have a very nice center so we don't have to worry about that again. And let's give it another go. Very similar path. This is going to be good, as long as they don't get too far away from one another. I don't believe they're going to get too far away from each other. They're still this close. Looking good. We might have ourselves a solid round this time, so we can figure out who the winner's going to be. Almost halfway through that fuel. So far. Killer visual there with the two of them. Look at those lines. That's almost 1 kilometer of 20 at the most that we can distance ourselves. Looks to be gaining speed too. Hopefully they run through all their fuel before that happens. Looks like might have it this time though. Let's go ahead and check those Appalachians out. They are neck and neck. Looks like we have Stevens here. Let's try to get a lock on Floki's if possible. They are too close together. Still going. We are going to have a clear winner. It's going to be very close. Let's find out time they have left in their burns. 49 seconds. They're so close. Can we get a beat? It's not looking like it. They are far too close together. Oh, there we are. Okay. Now we can get a beat. We have Stevens highlighted. His apparatus is a bit further, maybe. They are so close. It's too hard to tell. We are getting close to figuring it out. About 14 seconds. We out of fuel, out of Kerbin SOI. One of them is taking the gold. 3, 2, 1, 0. Who is our winner? Who we have highlighted? We have Steven highlighted. Which means, and it's looking like, Floki is the winner of the 4th Gauntlet event. Let's make absolutely sure. Oh no. Perhaps not. We will see. Let's unset that one as our target. That'll make it a little bit more clear. And it is indeed Floki winning the 4th Gauntlet, making Floki the winner of the event. Congratulations, Floki. I will be getting in touch with you soon to gift you the prize for the event. It is $50 in credit on either the PS Store or Xbox Marketplace. So watch out for that message. And that concludes the first giveaway event for the Kerbal Space Program console community, the Gauntlet event. Our winner is Floki. Second place is Steven. The first batch of runner-ups are Harry and Paul. And the final runner-ups in the first round are Joseph and Dan. And that is it. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the insanity and sacrificial rite of the Kerbals and all their pride that made this possible. And hope to do this again next month in July with some newer, crazier events and contraptions. That's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Congratulations, Floki. Thank you everybody else who decided to sign up for the slots for this event. Hope you enjoyed it. See you all next time. Peace.